See if you can say this right. I was never that good in French. Maladie des tics. You just heard Richard Lewis talk about maladie des tics. That was the original name applied to a brain disorder that was later named for the doctor who would have called it, in English, the tic sickness. But it was named after him then, the Tourettes Syndrome.
And there are many misconceptions out there still. We're pleased to welcome back to Mid-Morning Live Michelle McGee and her son Jacob to debunk some of those myths. Tell us about a new camp. So Jacob, I guess you just got back from camp.
I did. I really enjoyed it. And I think it was just a great experience for all the kids with Tourette's to get together and do a lot of experiences.
Son, you've grown up, man. Oh, what was it, like 2 years ago you were here?
It seems like less, but it actually was. Now I'm 11. I think last time I was like 9 when I came on here. But, so Camp Twitch and Shout is what it's called. And
say that again?
Camp Twitch and Shout. It's an appropriate name for that camp. But, so everyone there, basically, we did tons of activities such as rope climbing, tree climbing and stuff.
How many were there?
I don't know. I think there were like 53, not even including the counselors.
Oh, look at here. You sent some pictures. There they are. I haven't seen these yet.
Oh, that was great. Send in the balloons up there. Who is that?
Oh, that's Jimmy Walk. He was our guest in camp. He is actually from the movie. He played Brad in the movie Front of the Class based on the book.
Look at that hat. Man, you're cool.
Looks like you had a good
time. And that's Brad right there with Jimmy Walk. He was on the left.
Yeah. So how are you doing with the twitches and the noises and things that aggravate you once in a while?
Well, actually, they didn't go as bad as I thought they would. They actually didn't come up as much, surprisingly, as I figured they would. I mean, with everyone there doing their tics, not everyone really didn't do them as much as everyone thought they would.
Michelle, you know, we've talked about this before, but I think it bears repeating every time we have an opportunity. There's a great deal of misconception about Tourette's. It is, what about the, let's hit 3 of them right quick. One is the swearing, shouting loud obscenities, and presence of Tourette's in older adults.
Well, with the obscenities, that's coprolalia, and, you know, unfortunately, besides you guys, that's what the media tends to focus on, and so people assume that Jacob has a swearing disease, and less than 15% of the Tourette's population has that. It's very rare. And as far as the as you get into adulthood, for most people, for 75% of people with Tourette's, it tends to lessen, almost sometimes to the point where it's so mild that you wouldn't even know it. So there's a good possibility that Jacob will outgrow this.
Now, when was he first diagnosed?
Age 6.
At age 6. And you just noticed the symptoms, or
we
the doctors
did.
noticed?
He started clearing his. He had been sick at age 5, and it was right after that things started.
Are we keeping you up?
Oh yeah. That time I was yawning also. At 10 o'clock, I got up at 8:30.
Excuse me, Michelle.
Oh, that's okay. But so we noticed some things, and it began to get worse after he was sick. But it's really interesting going back. I've always kept journals for both of my boys, and going back now. Around age 2.5 and 3, I wrote down things, and I just thought he was eccentric. All kids are strange, and I just thought he was different.
But I want to pin on that point, though. You talk about different. While it is a brain disorder,
right?
It has nothing to do with reduced abilities brain.
Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, he's sharp as can be.
And a lot of times their IQ is very high. But no, he's very smart. There's no doubt about that.
Where are you going to school?
I'm going to Chatham Academy now. It's a great school with children with learning disorders, or just where they have a different way of learning. It's not a cookie-cutter school, as they would call it maybe, but everyone learns differently, and that's a school to help them out. So.
Michelle, you mentioned last time, after last time you were on, that people contacted you, and it was a way of sort of forming support for others in the area. So what are you doing now to sort of get more people together and learn more?
Since we were on last time, my husband posted the video on YouTube, and we've had 105,000 hits on the video. Wow. And I have met people all over in Australia and Canada, and right now I have a network of probably 5 or 6 local families who contacted me, and we're just getting ready this summer to start the support group to kind of get that off the ground and just have monthly gatherings, you know, for everybody to get together and have fun, you know. I mean, not necessarily to sit around and, you know, complain and moan,
No.
but just to get together.
And pass on information.
Exactly.
Anything we can do to help. We've put the contact information up several times during our conversation. Perhaps you've seen it. There it is one more time. Jacob, I tell you what, I got to say one thing in public that I say behind your back, and that is that you are so articulate and you utilize the English language correctly. Your grammar is correct. Your utilization of adverbs and adjectives is great. You are a shining example for young people, and I just hope others will learn from that.
Well, thank you. My mom is an English teacher, so it's kind of hard to forget those kind of.
You're a delight, both of you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.